All right. Good morning, folks. Topic today: over communicating for the win, and lot of discussion in our industry right now about communication. It's a big topic, a big deal with our changes with NAR, but communication. I would say it is it's a bigger piece in our business than most businesses, right? With most businesses, the communication is a key component. A lot of businesses, manufacturing, we're selling tools, training, whatever it may be. There's a sales process, and that is where the communication is so critical. Is bringing in a customer, but in our business, communication is actually the service that we're selling, our communication through the process. So, it's the way we attain clients. It's the way we build our business, but it's also kind of what we're selling, right? Is our communication and our expertise through the process. And, so when we talk about what it is that we're bringing to the table, what it is that we're selling with our service, it's our negotiation, it's our expertise, it is being a guide, and this is all done as a fiduciary for our clients. That is what we're selling in our business, and so I think a good place to start is, what are the questions that are coming up? What are the issues where, a client might say, I had a bad experience. Maybe it is, somebody was lazy as an agent, or they went MIA, or they were incompetent, not aware, they didn't respond. They didn't explain the process. These are the most common concerns brought to the table when clients are asked, "Hey, what went poorly? What didn't go well?" And these over communicating. It's funny that word, that phrase, over communicating, that concept of over communicating. For a lot of people in our business, it feels like you're going through your day to day, and it doesn't necessarily feel like you're under communicating. You're just, maybe you don't necessarily feel like you have an update. You don't have much to say, and so you're not making that reach out. Well, our clients want to be loved on. They want to feel like we care. They want to feel like we're aware that we have their back. And the only way that we can put them at ease and have them feeling like they have our support is by making that reach out, just to even if it's just to touch base, to say, you know what, I don't have an update yet on that one issue, but I expect to have something, within the next 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes those little touch points fall by the wayside. And they can mean everything, especially if our clients are feeling jittery. They're in a spot where they're not they're not sure of what's coming next. There's uncertainty in the transaction. They want to feel like somebody's there and answering their questions. And going through all those pieces. So I thought it would be worthwhile to kind of go through, from both the listing side and working with buyers, what are the key components of, what we need to be communicating to our clients. I think it's important, sure, we do have clients that, have been through the process. They've listed and sold homes before. They've, purchased homes before, but I think it's worth, speaking to all of our clients as if they haven't been through this. They haven't been through it in a long time. Maybe a lot's changed since they went through this transition process. But on the listing side, what happens after they sign a listing agreement? I think, detail the process from beginning to end. Don't assume they know anything. Important to, describe the marketing plan, how it's going to be implemented, explain what a broker's open it is and, what the open house is, how it brings people in, how it's going to be to their benefit. Show them a lockbox, explain how it works, explain that, buyers are going to have a professional with them, and that, licenses are recorded, put them at ease. There's not going to be people walking through their home, without representation, professional representation. We need to explain how offers are presented. And, what happens once an offer is accepted? If there are multiple offers, what's the plan for, getting together to go over those? Are we going to meet in person or by Zoom? Set expectations from the beginning so people know what's coming and they're not feeling like they don't know who's doing what to do through the process. But yeah, that period after the offer is accepted, we want to explain the escrow process, the paperwork they're going to be receiving, the disclosure responsibilities. Let's make sure that they, understand they need to be accommodating for the appraiser and that process, the home inspection, what to expect, what should I expect with the home inspection? Am I going to be required to make repairs? They may not understand how this works. So we walk through it from the beginning, answering all their questions before we get there and we want to be proactive and not be reactionary, right? And we want to explain the closing process. Obviously, it's different in every state, but who's going to be there at the table with them? Yes, you're going to have your paperwork to review before you're expected to be signing, the disclosure process, etc. On the buyer side, it is a much bigger conversation right now, because we need to have an agreement in place before they're walking into a home. So we need to be able to explain why they need to sign an agreement. What does it mean? How does it protect you as a buyer? What is the value proposition that we're providing, that we're bringing to the table, and how does it benefit them by choosing to work with me? I think that this NAR settlement and the new policies around buyer broker representation agreements, I think it's going to do really good things for us. It's going to give us that opportunity to, have the conversation, ensure that, they're committed to working with us, but most importantly, it gives us that opportunity to demonstrate our value, to show that we're the expert. Everyone, every state is going to be, and every brokerages are going to be handling this on a case-by-case basis. But, for us here in Northeast Ohio, we are going to be working with both the single property agreement and standard buyer representation agreement that would be, an ongoing for a term. And, we want to give people the benefit of the doubt, get them into a home, build some rapport and trust. And then we want to get in front of them after that first showing, to have a complete and legitimate buyer consultation meeting. And at that point is where we're truly going to be demonstrating our professionalism and explaining the process of how this is going to work. The buyer side, it begins with, what is the process? What are they looking for in their new home? Why is it important? What makes an offer a good offer? What makes an offer, a strong offer in the eyes of a seller? What are the things that, we have the option of doing to put into the offer that protects you and your interests as the buyer? Inspections, due diligence period. What does that look like and how does it work? And then, I talking to them about their timing. Do they have a home to sell? When do they need to get the keys? When do they need possession to get in? And then once we're under contract, it's a lot of the same pieces as it is on the listing side. But, we get into the habit sometimes of waiting until we have a specific update for our buyer, and I think about times in transactions where that over communicating is the most important and the most meaningful. It's when there are issues that come up. We've had recent storms that have come through here in Northeast Ohio. We've got trees down, some damaging homes. We've got some flooded basements. We've got yards that are just disasters from a tornado that came through and creating issues. And there's a lot of back and forth between these buyers and sellers. It's important that the clients are hearing from us regularly. If they're shooting us a text or, we're getting a missed call because they're looking for an update, we're reaching out to have a conversation regardless of whether there is some kind of major update. To sit back and wait and not call them back or not answer them quickly because we don't have an answer yet is, I think, the worst thing we can do. It reduces their confidence in us as professionals. It reduces their confidence in the deal. They think that something is wrong. And so I think, picking up the phone, getting back to them, buying yourself a little bit more time, explaining X, Y, and Z has happened. This is what's underway. We're waiting for the county to get back with an answer, whatever it is. I think the more touch points you can provide through the sales process is going to be truly a difference maker in someone's experience with you as their agent. So we can talk a little bit about the importance of over communicating in terms of acquiring clients as well. I know we've got agents on our team who at times have hesitancy about reaching out to their friends, their family, past clients. And they know that there's no better source of business than referrals, people who already know us and trust us. We don't want to make those awkward reach outs. And, we have to remind ourselves that people want to hear from you. If you're their agent, if they think of you as their agent or their most recent real estate agent, they're not going to mind hearing from you just to call and say, how are you? What's new? How's your family? How's the house treating you? It's been a year since you've been in your new home. Making that quarterly reach out, check in, whether it's just to say hello or to invite them to an event or to an education series or to make an introduction. Hey, I thought of you. I met this guy. I think he'd be a great resource, a great contact for you. We can take the same concept of over communicating and bringing value into the prospecting and lead generation piece of our business. And so, it affects both sides of it. And I think that, it's just the nature of our business is we're selling communication. So it's something to remember. If you're in a transaction and you're not providing a level of communication that is acceptable to your client, which can vary, obviously. Some people really high needs and need more communication. You might sense that others are okay with less frequent updates and reach outs. But when in doubt, just touch base and have the conversations, because that is our product. If we're not getting them an update, if we're not letting them know that we have their backs and are here to help them through the process, then we're just simply not doing our job. And so that's really our message for today is, pick up the phone and make your connections with your current clients, make your connections with your prospects. And that's, how we build our business. That is our business. So that's what I have for today. If anybody has any thoughts, feedback, and we're not in a huge audience on here today, I am available in workplace to have a conversation about what is the cadence of communication you're having with your prospects, certain types of prospects, your current clients. Happy to have a conversation outside of our Agent Power Huddle here, so don't hesitate to reach out. Michael Henry in Cleveland, Ohio. And that's what I have for today, guys. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your day and make it a good one.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.